Hello everyone, Untitled, welcome to another mod overview, this time on Supplementaries. A mod that simply adds in a bunch of interesting decorative sign, as well as jars, as well as light sources, and a few other things I guess you can use with redstone, or certain other possible useful things. I don't know how all of them work yet, but we'll take a look. So we'll start from left to right, which is the planter, which I assume is just a larger plant pot that you can put maybe things like crops in instead of just flowers. Seems so. There's no watering can though, so I can't really do much there, so I just need to use bone meal and see if that's possible. It is. So right click harvest either. Do I have access to... I don't think I can use like a hopper or something. It's still just like you need to break it and then it goes into a hopper sort of thing here, I think. But we'll see. No, it doesn't break it or anything. Not pick it up either. So yeah, if you want, I guess, a more fancy looking farmland, I guess, and also that probably doesn't break either, or that you don't need to till the land for, then you've got that as an option, I guess. I assume that's what it's for. Probably can use it for saplings as well, and a few other things. Use for growing crops, won't need a water source block. Oh, okay, that too. You can outgrow them even in the nether, and you won't need to worry. Interesting. Cool, so if you want to survive in the nether with, I guess, some crops, you could. That is actually quite cool. Otherwise, what have we got next? The Pedestal, which is just stone slabs and stone. And I assume this is just a thing you put items on, and it just displays it. Pretty much seems that way. Now that's one I can definitely count the hopper for, I assume. Yep, pretty much. Yep, so it's going to completely disappear. Cool. Obviously that's not its intended purpose, but you could. Let's see. Pedestal as an item display, and doubles as a column. Try placing one on top of the other. So you can use these for decoration as just pillars of sorts. So you've got the ability to place stuff on it and expand upon the building options here, I guess. So yeah, and obviously continues with it has connected textures between however many you have. Next we have the notice board, which is planks and paper. And you simply right click and place that down, and you've just got that. So I don't know if that means there's nothing happening on those sides. My guess is you actually need to put something here. So if I put, say, paper, what's that gonna do? Nothing. So do I actually need a book and quill, I assume, and it'll just read the messages from there? Yes, it probably will. Okay. So it shows a book there. We just say, I don't know, what's something that's actually scenario related? Weekly meeting in town hall. Meeting scheduled for, I don't know, 9 AM or something. Just go that. So we can place that there. Cool, so I assume that is just it. You can take that out. That's fine. It's just, okay, you just put it in, that's fine. If you sign it, of course, it's not going to really matter that much. It'll just keep to it, I assume, but if you have the ability to change it, sure. So let's go meeting here, we'll just name it that. That'll be just that. So written books or book and quills would definitely work. You probably want to keep it as a book and quill so you can keep editing it every so often. Because obviously, you know, messages will change. I don't know about the way it will display more though. So I'll just say, welcome to town. It's a peaceful town with pedestals and planters. No riches to be gained from here. And the trees are healthy. I don't know, I'm just putting anything randomly. Book and quills are cool, and reading and writing in them allows a lot of potential when displayed on a notice board and testing the text that is viewable. We'll just go that. Now, I assume... Interesting, so it actually does display it all. I thought it would only display so much. That's mostly why I wanted to test this, of course, not just put a bunch of random text that means nothing, even though it does. But yeah, so that actually displays a lot of information, more text. So that's cool. So if you want to display much larger notice board messages, you can. If you want something that's really short and sweet, you can do that. So that's cool. Next we have jars, which is simply glass and planks, and there's also converting back from a firefly and a jar if you want. So we've got this here, which is simply like so. I don't think there's like anything really in particular about it. You can't put items in it. No, just fireflies, I assume. We had a tinted one as well with brown stained glass. There's that as well. The firefly jar. So I assume if you just have one of these, you can easily get these back. Then, yeah, you can just use a firefly and then use it on a firefly. So if we use dark tinted one, doesn't seem to pick it up, I don't think. Or am I missing something? I guess I'm probably missing something, so just get a bunch of these out here. Maybe it did give me one. I just missed it or something. So I can pick that up. Interesting, it's not giving me a firefly jar. Weird, unless it's just not viewing it in my inventory. Obviously it's supposed to give you that. There doesn't seem to be a tinted one, so can't really say for that. You can place that down there and you can see a bunch of fireflies in there, even if you just picked up one, I assume. You can pick this back up again, no problem, and you can empty it and it'll give you a regular jar, not a tinted. So if you use a tinted one, probably don't. If you actually intended on using that and you're not wanting to use a regular jar on purpose, probably just get a regular jar and it'll be consistent. You're not, using resources that you didn't want to use up or have wasted. Next we've got the, I assume this is a sconce. I never know how to say these light sources or torch, like lighting things. Which is just iron nuggets and a torch. There's also other tiers, which is just the soul torch equivalent, and an ender one, which has no recipe. So I assume these are just better torches or something? I have no idea. What do we got over here? We place it down. I'm assuming still a similar light source, basically. Output's the same as a torch or glowstone. And it's basically just another torch option, I guess. Pretty much. I don't know if the ender one's like for maybe removing mobs or teleporting. I have no idea. We'll just check some of the other descriptions. Simple block that you insert a book and display the contents. The algorithm display the first page to fill as much as possible. Don't know if it can other pages. Yada yada, you can make some sort of TV apparently with hoppers on notice boards, that's awesome. What else did we have? Jars can store up to 4 buckets of water. Interesting, so you can actually do that. I'm actually going to check a jar again. Tinted and otherwise, I wasn't sure if you could put fluids in here. I didn't test it, but so I don't forget. Cool, so we can do that. So is that actually going to keep it in there? Awesome. That's cool. Right, so getting back to things, what does the firefly do? Just a passive mob, spawns in forest and swamps, that's fine. What are we up to? The torch ones, or sconces or so. Don't use torches everywhere. More elegant alternative, it's medieval styled. Be upgraded and be lit or unlit just like a campfire. Using water bottles on them, flaming arrows, and so on. So that's basically it. Yeah. Alright. So just another type of lighting source. And there's a cantilever as well. If you want access to another sort of light source or decoration, got that as well. And that's basically the same. The light level. It's just that it's obviously a decoration. There. So it doesn't... It's not mentioned here though. Interesting. Okay, that probably does exactly what you'd expect of these though. So that's fine. Next we've got the clock block, which is simply just planks and a clock. This will tell you information that a clock will. I don't think you can change it to anything. Okay, so you can set the time accordingly. I don't know if that means that it's actually changing the time of day though. I don't actually think it is. So yeah, and it is in-game time, not real time. So yeah, because it's definitely not that time in real life for me right now. So what we got here? Not actually changing anything. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that is changing it. No left clicking, because that's just going to break it. I might just break it. And then place it up here or something so I can see. I assume that actually is not changing it. Okay, so that's just me trying to get the information out. I'm not actually changing the time. Okay. Cool, so you just right click it each time just to find out the information. That's fine, I wasn't sure. Explain this one, yep. You can also have a comparator output signal. That is interesting, so each hour. So that's fine. I don't know how they go for 12 or 24, I guess, to 15, but sure. There's nothing wrong with that. It is possible to get it to do that. It's just you've got less in some than others, though, because of the 16 limit. So some fit into one range more than the other, I assume. So there's that. You can have a comparator signal. Obviously, it's exactly midnight, and obviously the equivalent of what things are is there. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. So it's not exactly 15, 16-ish, but either way. Moving on, we've got a windmail. Oh, sorry, wind vane. I don't know how I missed that. Which I think is one of those things that goes on a roof, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's one of those things that goes on a roof that has like the chicken or rooster sort of thing, and it points in a certain direction. Okay, cool. What does that do? It's a cool decoration that swings depending on the weather, and will give off a redstone signal depending on if it's raining or thundering. Awesome. That's cool. It's good to know. I'm assuming nothing's going to happen currently because there is no, you know, weather of that kind. Cool, so just do this, and this, oops, error output, and so on. If I just get it to go to times a day, go weather rain, it'll now have a redstone signal. Cool. Alright, does that mean when it has thunder, it actually outputs more? Or if it's snowing and rain, it'll be exactly the same issue. But yeah, thundering, you can tell it's that. I don't know if it'll output more of a signal, probably not. Either way, if you wanted to do that, you could. Cool. I've got a spider there, which is not a good sign. See you later.